Hi everyone. Hey, I'm Kevin Murphy. Circus Bear's behind the camera, and we decided to do a drum tour today because 3 people have asked. Let's pretend hundreds. These are oaks, Ludwig oaks, with the smoke. Is that the name of it? Smoke something? Smoke something, but you get it. Search for it in your catalog. You gotta be careful, that's all fire. 12, 13, 16, 18. We have the 10, but we needed the landscape. And quite honestly, I could do the gig on a 4-piece. I just like more stuff. Here are the snares. 6.5, 8. That's a copper phonic. 8-inch, 6.5 brass acrolite. I love those drums. On the heads, they're all Aquarians. The resonant side of the toms are classic clears, single ply. The tops are Super 2s, which are 2 plies, a 5mm and a 7mm. And we might be going for some more snap on top this year. So we might try single plies, but that depends on how many heads we're allowed to go through, because I'm gonna trash them. The lower you tune a drum, the easier it pits. And that's one of the problems, because Bear and I have decided that for this tour, this album, everything was tuned down a little bit. So we've angled the toms in and we've tuned them down a little lower, and they're gonna pit faster. So we're a little concerned about going to a single ply head, but we'll see what happens. We're toying with the idea. But for now, Super 2s up top, classic clears on the bottom, and here's how they sound. Performance 2, Vater on the bass drum. The resonant is the stock resonant head, texture coated with a dot on the snare. Anyway, Bear is deciding, it's funny, people, it's not like a laziness thing on my part, but it is a trust thing with Bear. I can't hear us out there. So when we're doing sound checks, this is, we went with the 2-ply top heads on the toms this week in particular, because it's the first week of the tour, lots of run-throughs, lots of sound checks. So until we figure out how everything's gonna go, we're gonna use the more durable heads, and then we'll throw some single plies and just see if we can get that snap. But they sound really good right now. We just swapped them all out, so they're good for the run-through tonight. And but Bear is able to go out front, go to front of house. He's also a talented mixing engineer besides being a talented drummer. So he can hear where it is in the mix, and he'll come up here literally while I'm playing. I'll turn around and get water and he'll tune something down. So he decides what the snare drum sounds like, because he's going out front and listening to the mix. So the snare and the kick are a little lower than I normally would tune a 6.5. So, and this guy's big puffy. So there's a couple of songs, Gambling Man, Nice Place to Visit off the new album. There's a couple of ballads from the old records where it has to be puffy, and this is what I use it for. Big melting pot. So we love those. This guy, we didn't change the head today because it just sounds perfect. So we don't want to mess up the mojo, but we have a nice high energy waiting to go on that, which is a little thicker. The plates, all Sabians. Every cymbal is from a different line, which makes Chris Stanky laugh every time I call him for something. But I think these are Evolution guys. I'm not sure, it's been polished off. They're 15s. We have a complex, a small complex, a little bit larger explosion. This is a Todd Zuckerman ride. This is from the Artisan series here. I think it's a 19 or a 20. A gorgeous old Roctagon. And this is the Paragon China. I love these guys. I don't know what these guys are. They're little boys. I use them for loops, and that brings us to the left side of the kit. I wanted to play the loops instead of just have them flown in with an SPD and I go boom, boom, and I sit there and I just pretend. I wanted to actually play my loops. So what we've done is, this is the G9 Gava digital drum brain. As you can see when I can watch it. If I want to go in and change the trigger settings, I can change the trigger settings, general settings, I can do effects, I can do edit the kit, I can do anything with this. It is smarter than me. So I scroll through the songs here, and what I've done is I have a G3. I didn't have enough room for the G9 kick, which is actual size of a kick drum. So I have a G3 pad, a G9 tom pad that I'm using as kind of my primary snares, and a couple of G3s for my extra stuff. So what I do when I have a loop, I just play it with the left side of my body. So I use my left foot on the kick. So like at the beginning of Heartache, I go. You know, anything I want, I scroll through like dirt on my boots. Those are my Gavas. I love them. I'm a huge fan, and I'm going to do some videos that are kind of longer form coming up where I really explore kind of what they can do. I don't really pull anything off the album. I just make them, because sometimes the album stuff, we change the key of the song. It's now the sound that we chose doesn't really work as like, so I just make it work for live stuff, and I just do it at home, and I just import it on a little stick and boop, boop, boop. Everything we use here for mics is Shure. I'm not going to go through all the models. These are like 98s, 57s, big boy condensers on the floor toms. What else? This is a VP88, right, Bear?
Yeah.
Yeah. I got this little mixer back here, and this mixer isn't from my mix, technically. I mean, it is, but it isn't. I get a mix from Shelby over in, we call her Daddy, over in the monitor world. She gives me a 2 mix, which comes down here. And if I want, I don't want full control over these things, but I need to move up and down. My click and my count, my overheads are grouped. So just all of my overhead, my underhead mics, everything. I have my toms I can run up and down, my kick and snare. So I can just move those if things are a little lacking. I can crank the loops, which are basically any shakers or anything that flies in, and all of this stuff is in one. I have all the the background vocals and the guys' talkbacks on one channel, so I can up and down them, and I have complete control over Jon. Jon and Lee's talkback is in this, so I can ride that, because Jon will sometimes, in the heat of battle, he'll come back to the mic and scream, and it'll blow my head off, but then in rehearsal he's talking quietly, so I got to be able to control that. And I have one channel dedicated to just his vocal. And really I got this for a little bit of control, and so I could use this aux send to do live streaming and recording where it isn't recording Jon, and that way I don't run into copyright problems. Vater, I don't have my stick bag up because we just swapped heads. I use Vater sticks. Right now I'm waiting on a brick of 5B Gospels, which are 5Bs but a little bit longer. I'm going to try those. I love my West Sides forever. But since we're tuning them a little lower, I don't know what the beads will do to the heads. I have some, these are 1As, I was just trying them for length, a little nose heavy. I've really got an assortment. Bear laughs at me because I don't have a singular head stick that I use. But I'm gonna try the Gospels, this one. Bear just reminded me that I should show you guys this. My floor, basically I run my click. If I need an external, I just boop. Boop. There you go. That runs that, and this is my talkback. When I touch that, it talks here. I try not to use that when I'm playing a backbeat, because I don't want anything to blow out their ears, and a hi-hat will do it. And my newest kind of partnership company I'm really glad I found, and I'm really glad I decided to try, which is this throne. This is the Porter and Davies. I have a BC2. I have a rack-mounted unit, which is under all of this, so Bear can get to it in the show. If I'm like, I need more Badoo, he'll come up and whoop up. But unlike most thumpers that are just hit your butt, what a lot of people don't understand, when we use these in-ears, we can hear everything, but we don't have any air moving on deck. So you don't feel the rumble. So this, when I hit the kick drum, I can feel it. But unlike the rest, it's not just the kick drum. I feel all the toms in varying degrees. I feel the bass, I feel the B3, everything. I can feel it at different parts of my back. I can feel things because of this. It has improved and drastically changed my playing. I couldn't even put a percentage on it. A shocking amount, worth every single penny. But that is the big rig. I'll get out of the way so Bear can get it, but there she blows. The 25 Tour Boy, the tour rig. So yeah, so I would get Bear's beautiful face, but he's got to work the camera, and he won't let me touch the camera because it's expensive, and they don't let me touch breakable things. Come see us. I hope you enjoyed our tour. Boop.